Hello and welcome to another edition of the TimeFlies podcast. I am your host, Dario, and we got the BX boys in the building
Yo,
virtually.
Big BX, Big BX.
Finally got y'all guys back. How y'all been,
Big
man? I missed
yeah.
y'all, man. How y'all been?
I've been well. I've been chilling. Uh, Thank you for having us on your show again. You a bum, remember? Uh, uh, we have love in the Bronx for everybody, so it's good to be here.
No, it's a
Raider, how you been,
fact.
my guy?
Yo, chilling, brother. Busy, work, life, trying to balance stuff out. Feeling like Thanos a little bit, trying to make the tough decisions, the ones that need to be made, even though some are gonna feel the pain and the wrath of it. But just trying to be better. That's it.
We are here to talk about one of our favorite artists of all time. We are talking about Kid Cudi. Kid Cudi just dropped his newly album Insano last week, and of course, I had to get the BX boys on the
Sersky.
pod to
Let's
talk
go.
about the album. So, gentlemen, before we dive into the album, I want to talk to you about the expectation that you had going into this album because the only full body of music that we had prior to this album was Intergalactic. I'm right in saying that, right?
Correct.
Yeah,
Okay. And Intergalactic was something separate from his catalog because Intergalactic was the soundtrack to that Netflix film that he had. So if you want to include it with his discography, go ahead. If you don't, that's fine. But Jeff, I want to go to you first. Your expectation going into this album, what were you looking for? Is there anything specific you were looking for, or just talk to me about it, bro?
I felt like it was gonna be a little bit more of an upbeat like album. He teased a lot about during in social media about like being at raves and stuff like that. So I expected it to be like kind of like a rave album people could party to and stuff like that. I don't know. I expected him to also include like the music like me and like how we fell in love with him in terms of like his music, his dark music, you know, like real shit people go through. Even though he does kind of talk about what he's gone through throughout life, throughout his music, it's just my opinion. It wasn't what his album wasn't what I expected. Honestly,
Right,
it
right.
wasn't.
I should point out too that in between Man on the Moon 3, Intergalactic, and Insano, Rainer, before you go, he's like this is the most active I've seen him been on
In a
social
long time.
media. Like he is literally to me, he's like trying to respond to every single fan that hits him up on X. And like that's just kind of crazy to me because in this early part of his career, he was so much of that kind of like, to me personally, he was more of that like kind of like dark, shadowy figure where like you know a little bit about him, but you don't know a lot. So you do learn more about him in the music. Um, and like the interviews that he's been doing, he's been saying that like this is the happiest he's been in his life. So as far as that impacting the sound of the album, obviously it could have had an impact. But Rainer, talk to me about what your expectations were about this going into this album.
But yeah, so I mean, I think similar points, right? Except I was really expecting and hoping for, which he did deliver in this, like just new. Like it was because he was saying this is gonna be like nothing I've done before. Now we've experienced that before with Wizard, Speeding Bullet. So
Yeah.
like, there's like we had a hit and a miss, or a hit and a hit if you like both of them. Or two misses if you don't like any of them. So like we've gotten signs of this before. So I was like, all right. But from what I was hearing, I was like, oh nah, this is gonna be cool. And then to your point, Dario, he's active, he's happy, he says it often. So like that's something that I'm like, oh, I'm really proud of for him. Um, and then singles started dropping. He was also doing snippets years ago at concerts. Some of them he's put on the album, and he was oftentimes talking about the music he was working on Twitter, on X, um, and on Instagram Live. He would do snippets. He even did a little concert where he did some of the songs from on there. So I'm like,
Oh
I had
yeah.
an idea of what the sound was like. So I'm like, okay, this is definitely something new. Some of the instrumentals specifically, I'm like, nah, this sounds cold. I can't wait to like hear more of what he does on that. So like, I was looking forward to and expecting an album a lot like that, like a lot of like sounds that I like, and him doing his thing over it, but experimenting with a little bit of new sound, like new
Mm,
melodies, which he often does, but like maybe even like very like out of the blue features I was expecting, because I know he was really excited about some of the people that he worked on this album with. So I was like, okay, it's gonna be like a handful of people. I'm excited to see if he jumps out of the hip hop realm and brings them into this type of sound that I'm hearing. So like I really had high expectations. And I think I shared that with y'all like the week before when he dropped the track list. I'm like, damn, I'm really excited for this. I'm looking forward to it. And even after the concert, like he played a couple songs on there at the show that I really liked. I'm like, oh no, this sounds cold. Maybe it was the environment because like speakers bumping, like shit was hard, you know? And it was for me the highlight of the concert because I didn't really love his set list. I think we talked about that briefly too. Um, but yeah, like that concert really made me more excited, especially like he pushed it back a couple months. So I'm like, all right, this is gonna be like really, really good. I'm gonna love this thing. So
So yeah, for the listeners and viewers, Rainer, Jeff, and I, we attended. Cuddy had a concert back in October, I believe.
Clubhouse.
Yeah, it was called Cutter's
okay.
Clubhouse, and basically he played different songs from his whole discography, which was fire. What song did he play off of this album at the concert? Do you guys remember?
He played Wow.
It was Wow.
Yep.
What was it also Most Thing Dennis? I feel like Most Thing Dennis he played a little bit, or am I bugging?
I
I don't
can't
remember.
remember. There was a couple that
Okay.
there was like one or two that I didn't remember too much because I was excited for Wow. I was excited for Chunky, which he didn't put on the album. um,
He did say that he did say that there's going to be a deluxe coming out,
Lux.
and
correct.
we're recording this on a Thursday, and we expected for the deluxe to come out a week after the main album, but
Yeah.
he recently replied to someone on X saying that it's not going to come out tonight. He's still working on sample clearances, so
Okay.
it might be next week or the week after that. But he also has a song with Pusha on there on the
Yeah.
deluxe. He said so that might be fire,
Okay.
but. I want to get into the singles. Rainer, you kind of mentioned it a little bit when you were talking about the singles. The singles that he put out prior to this album releasing was Porsche's Topless,
Yep.
At the Party featuring Pharrell and Travis
Hmm.
Scott. Did he put out Wow?
No.
No.
He didn't. Okay, so that wasn't an official single. Were those the only two, or am I missing one?
I think you're right. I think it's just those two.
Okay,
Yep,
so
it
Right.
was.
I'm looking at it now. Yeah, it was just those two.
I bet. So we'll get to those songs when we go through the track listing. But yeah, I mean, gentlemen, you want to dive in? You want to dive into the track list? Let me know what you like, what you don't like. You guys ready?
Yeah, let's do
Yeah.
it. Let's do it.
I bet. So the opening track, we got Often I Have These Dreams. Jeff and I we were talking a little earlier, and I like this song. At
It's the best
first,
song on the album.
okay, so Jeff, you think it's the best song on the
That's
album?
one of the best songs on the album,
One of
honestly
the
speaking.
I
Yeah.
I'm agreeing with you. I like the way Cuddy came onto the song, rapping, finding different pockets. Now, the whole DJ drama stuff, I'm a little iffy about because I personally didn't know that DJ Drama was going to be kind of like, hosting the album, if you will.
Yeah,
And
same.
when I heard his voice for the first time, honestly, I got Tyler the Creator, Call Me If You Get Lost vibes,
Yeah.
which I don't like at all because to me it feels more of like Cuddy is following a trend rather than being the one to set the trend. And Cuddy, for what we've known him to be, he's always been the trendsetter. And
Correct.
Tyler, the Creator, nowadays, which in every right, he should be looked at as one of the best artists in the game right now. That's what he is. And you could say that he put DJ Drama back on the map with that album. And now that I'm hearing Cuddy do it, it's like, yo, it's not as special anymore because someone did it. You might make the argument that he did it better than you. But as far as the first track, Often I Have These Dreams, I'm a fan of the song. Jeff, you think it's one of the better songs on the album. Rainer, what about you?
Yeah.
So I don't remember it too much because I
Mm,
listened to it straight through. Doesn't mean like it's bad, but the ones, and I shared this with Hefe too. The ones that stood out to me really stood out. Like I picked up my phone and was like, all right, what song is this? It wasn't bad, but it's one of the ones that I like kind of got to go back to as I listen to the album a little bit more straight through. But I remember like a couple things that you mentioned, like how he came on, like being in different pockets. I do remember that because I'm like, okay, this is starting off pretty cold. I fuck with this. Was surprised about the DJ drama thing as well, but it just took me back to when I think they had said his album, they leaked it and they said there was like the rumors that it was a Gangsta Grills, but it was not Insano. So
shit.
shit just threw me for a loop because I was excited. I was like, oh, Cuddy's doing a Gangsta Grills on top of Insano. Super cool. Come to find out, it was Insano. So it was very weird. I
When was
thought
that leak? Do you remember?
this was like summertime,
Oh shit. Okay.
like before its original release date, which was what, September 15th or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think literally that's the date.
Yeah, because I remember I was like, damn, they leaked his album like right before the shit's about to come out and all that. Maybe that has something to do with why he pushed it all the way back. Like it raised a lot of questions when I saw that drama was like on the album and then ended up being like on several songs on the album. It took me back to that moment, but yeah, it was a cool song.
So after that, then we got Keep Bouncing. For me, this is a whatever type track. Jeff,
Frisbee, bro.
you're
Frisbee.
throwing it out of here. Rainer, you got anything you want to say about it?
Don't remember it. Let
I
me
don't
play
remember.
I feel like this is gonna be a theme with a lot of these tracks that we're gonna be talking about.
Yeah, like wasn't memorable for me.
One of the problems I have with this album, Jeff and I were talking a little earlier, and to me, it's just a lot of these songs sound the same.
Yes.
They just sounded. You guys got that same feeling as well?
Like
Yeah.
I said, like I mentioned before, it sounds like a long song, like a very long song, and I don't know where it ends and I don't know where it begins. It's very, yeah, it all sounds the same to me,
So
honestly.
Yeah. I know that's like something that people say often about certain albums, certain songs. Um, it's not something that I often really feel like I resonate with. But for this one, it's probably like the first time, if not ever or in a while, that I was like, this sounds like a lot of the same song.
so to me, I compare this. This is only for me. I'm not talking about general Cuddy fans, and I'm definitely not talking about y'all too, because y'all might roast me for this. But to me, this
You will.
album is in is in comparison to Man on the Moon 3. I remember when we did that podcast that one of the reasons why I had Man on the Moon 3 a little lower in the list as far as favorite Cuddy albums or whatever was because a lot of the songs sounded the same to me. Now, hearing Man on the Moon 3, I still have that opinion, but the album has aged a little better for me. But Insano, I don't know, man. The songs just sounded the same to me, bro. And I wasn't really entirely sure of like which direction he was trying to go. But the next song after Keep Bouncing, we got Get Off Me, which is the first feature on the album. We got Travis Scott. And Jeff, talk to me, bro. What do you think?
Is one of the I remember a little bit, but out of all the songs Cuddy and Travis Scott have done together, this is probably one of the worst ones.
Oh man.
Like
Rainer, would you agree or what?
Baptized in Fire, Fire.
All right, bet. So that was actually okay, hold on. So this is actually a question that I was gonna ask. So I literally had it here on my notes. I had ranking of Cuddy and Travis songs. We got Baptized in Fire, Through the Late Night, Stop Trying to Be
Fire,
God, Get Off
Fire.
Me, Way Back, The Scots, and Love.
Are you
So
you're counting the ad lib songs and stuff like that? Because some of those
Yeah.
songs, Cuddy's just like kind of
Wait,
humming or in the
yeah,
background.
Stop Trying to Be God. If you guys don't want to include it, I could definitely get rid of it.
yeah, I don't put that as a Cuddy song.
Okay.
Kind of way back too.
Way Back too. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll
Wait,
throw that
That
out
song
there.
go hard. That song go hard.
you said love. Love? Remind
Love
me. My
Love
bad.
is
from a
fucking
Utopia.
from
Okay.
Utopia, exactly.
That's
Yeah. Okay, so I was gonna do a little exercise with you guys, and I wanted to get your take as far as like where would you rank this song within the Cuddy Travis collaborations? So now we knocked it down to four, wait, one, two, three, four, five songs, six songs, including Get Off Me.
Okay.
So the other five, Baptized in Fire, Through the Late Night, The Scots, and Love. My bad. It's four of the songs, my bad.
uh,
So Rainer,
I
if you want to go first, go ahead.
I bet. I think I don't know if this is gonna be like different from y'all, but I might gotta put the Scots number one.
Oh, you got the Scots number
That
one.
shit
Wow.
is just so
I'm actually very
crazy.
surprised. I'm
The
actually very
Scots,
surprised.
the Scots is crazy. That beat is insane.
I'm surprised how like it was kind of a Lucy. Like it didn't go on anyone's projects. It was literally a
Yeah.
Lucy.
It was part of like the big Fortnite project and shit like that.
Mhm.
Oh, right,
Oh yeah,
right.
because they had this concert at in Fortnite, right.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I even bought the vinyl
the
for it.
vinyl.
I bought it like the cause shit.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
cause
yeah.
cool. That shit was a moment, man. That shit was hard. And like the outro is fire. I think that's number one for me. Baptize, second, through the late night. What else am I missing? We talked is love.
And Get Off
There's
Me.
one more. Get off. But you said get off me is six.
No. I messed up the numbers.
Oh, okay.
It was only four other songs besides Get Off Me.
Okay.
Yeah, it was.
I like this more than love. So five, four, five.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jeff, you want to hit us with with your ranking?
Yeah. All right. So I always look back to like the concert we went to at Central Park, Baptized in Fire. That was the song he
Yeah.
came out to.
Yo,
That
you say
song
that
will
every single time. I love it.
bro, that shit will forever be like an epitome of like Cudi memories for me.
Of
Because that
life.
shit was bumping of
That
life.
was fun.
So that'd be number one, Baptized in Fire. Number two, it would be through the late night would be number two.
You have the
Uh,
Scots and Love and Get Off Me left.
okay, I'll have the Scotch third.
Hmm.
Uh Love I would put fourth. And Get Off Me, I'll put number five.
My list is kind of is pretty similar to Jeff's. The only difference is Get Off Me is number was that four, and then Love is
Mm-hmm.
five.
Okay,
So
you switched up.
yeah, Baptized in Fire is number one for me. Through the Late Night is number two. The Scots is number three. Get Off Me is four, and Love is five. But okay, so going back to this song in particular, Get Off Me, was there anything that you heard that you liked, or were you guys disappointed? Like when you saw, because when you see a Travis Scott feature on the Cudi album, like I don't care, I don't give a fuck what anybody says. It's always gonna be a moment. People are always
Yeah.
gonna gravitate towards that song.
Honestly, I just thought it was just like I remember I was listening. I'm like, okay, Travis Scott, third is the third track, right? I was like, okay, every song he's had that he's made with Cudi, I'm like, okay, it's always been pretty good, decent song. What I wonder how different it's gonna take, how different this song is gonna be.
Right.
Um, but I felt as if like Kid Cudi's trying to be Travis Scott in a sense, and I'm just like,
Damn, you breaking my
well,
heart, bro.
he's the guy. Cudi's the guy that Travis looks up to. The roles are reversed. Cudi's trying to be Travis Scott, and it doesn't really work that way. I don't know. It just I don't know for Cudi, for my opinion, Cudi like it doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Like Cudi has made his own genre in music, in my opinion. Yes, it's hip hop. Yes, you could call it whatever you want. Alternative. It could be whatever. But I feel like Cudi has always gone his own route, like I've mentioned before. But this time around, he's just trying to be, or he created something that's not original to him. But it's like Rainer said also, he's trying to go in a different direction now. You know, he's tried something new. I could compare this to Honestly Nevermind by Drake. That was a totally different like album compared to what Drake is used to making like
Of
a
course.
house album. I liked Honestly Nevermind because it was so different from what Drake did in the past. But when it comes to Cudi and this album specifically, I'm just like, I don't know if this is the right way. But everybody's open to their own creativity, so I can't knock him off for it.
Of course.
You attempted. He did it with Wizard. He did it with Speeding Bullet to Heaven. He did it. He's done different things. Uh, but I don't think it made the impact that he thinks is made, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
To both of yours point, Dario mentioning you see Kid Cudi, Travis Scott, you expect like a massive like event, right? And as Hefe mentioned, like Cudi trying new things, sounding a little different from what he usually does. I think some of those two things are some of the reasons I kind of fuck with the song. Like I was listening to it, I don't love it. I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. Like I fuck with it. Case in point, when we were talking about Utopia, and I mentioned the Beyonce feature, I'm like,
Yes.
sometimes like those collaborations when they're expected to be like this big thing and they don't treat it as such. I like when they do that sometimes because it's just like, oh, like not everything needs, it could just still be like a good song. So that's
Mm.
kind of how I looked at this song as well.
Yo, Jeff, you said something that got me to think about that got me to think about the interview that Cudi and Zane Lowe literally just dropped, maybe about like an hour and a half ago or whatever.
Right.
And one of the things that Cudi said, to my surprise, he said that making this album, he was going in with the intention of trying to compete with the majority list as far as best album of the year.
Mhm.
And that kind of took me aback because Cudi hasn't given a fuck in so
Ever.
long or ever. Like he's
Yeah.
always had his own wave, he always had his own lane. He's gonna do what he wants to do, and he's gonna put it out to the world. And when he said that to Zane Lowe, I'm thinking about him trying to balance, trying to be in like the hip hop slash music zeitgeist, also trying to also sound a certain way to keep this generation's attention. And I feel like him trying to balance all of these things at once kind of left me like, I don't know what direction you're really going in,
Right.
which kind of leads into your point, Jeff, of saying how like this song with Travis Scott is like you're kind of following somebody, you're kind of following the sound of somebody. And man, it's just I don't want to, I'm not definitely not gonna say it's sad or anything like that, but it's like it's weird because like Cudi has always been the trendsetter, and now that we're seeing how he's like obviously this is our opinion. It might he could be seeing something totally different from his vision, but from my vision, seeing him just trying to go along the same trend that somebody else or some other people have set is just weird, man, because I've never seen that from Cuddy, and now that I'm hearing it, it's like it sounds like a completely different Cuddy.
It's like he's kind of like adjusting to the times. I think that's the best way I can describe it.
Yeah,
Um, uh, he's trying to change for the mass audiences in my opinion. Like it's like you mentioned, like he's trying to have what he's had before with old fans that knew Cuddy from like, you know, Man on the Moon one, even his mixtape, A Kid Named Cuddy. He had a specific sound that everybody fucked with, everybody could relate. And now, as you know, time music evolves. You have to adjust to the times because, you know,
100%.
and now he's just, I think he's trying to reach to a younger audience at this point, more up tempo beats, you know, more of a like, how can I describe? It's hard to describe this album. Like, I wouldn't, it's a hip hop album, I would say, but it's like the beats are all the same. It's like I could play this at a club type of thing. Like, in terms of like, not a club where you like grinding and shit like that, but like, just like in
Yeah,
general,
yeah, yeah.
just to like vibe, you know?
Rainer,
It's the vibe.
do you think his core fans, which would be the older fans that were there with him from day one, do you think that they're gonna have the same feeling as we do as far as like the sound of this album and like we don't really know like we're not a huge fan of this album.
From a lot of stuff that I see, like feedback he gets and just like engagement on X, a lot of his stuff is like, and I try to like see the audience, right? And surprisingly so, he has like a lot of young fans.
Yeah.
A lot of people that were at that show that I like see on Twitter or that I like know like from work and things that like Kid Cudi, bro, they were probably like if we were like 17, 16, dumb motherfuckers was like 5, 6 years old.
Facts.
And some of them probably like might have not even been walking yet. So like that like surprises me every time. So like a lot of the engagement that he interacts with is just like people who like really like the shit that he's doing. And if somebody's kind of like giving like a fair like
Yeah.
critique or like giving him like some sort of criticism, he's like quick to bash like, hey, if you don't like my shit, then stop listening to my shit now, blah blah blah, which is kind of disappointing sometimes. So it's weird. Like, and Hefe mentioned like that this is a hip hop album, and I thought this was not going to be a hip hop album, which is why I was like really excited about it. But it was rap through and through, and there's nothing wrong with that. But like the way he was sharing, like, yo, I'm working on these type of sound, like so much different sounds, and they are different, but still the same as we're saying.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I thought it was gonna be like this with that, and like we'll get into like one of the songs that I really like on this album in a bit. That kind of is what I thought I was gonna get a lot more of in that realm.
So next song, we're moving on to Most Ain't Dennis. For me, this is a it's not a throwaway, but it's kind of I got the shrug emoji next to that song in my notes. I'm just like, bro, like I don't know if
Gotta,
y'all Rainer
I don't
know
remember how it goes. I think he got the feedback that he should rap more in his like music, and I don't think it's working out for him, in my opinion, because he's rapping in a lot of these songs.
damn near all of them.
I
Yeah,
love
I'm not used to it.
I love when he raps. Like
I do too.
how
Yeah,
he's
but
rapping on there, like I don't not like it. It's the sounds, like the beat, like it just doesn't it
So
doesn't
you think
matter.
if the beat was better, if different,
If
With the
it
same lyrics, it would be better.
I think yes, I guess that's what I'm trying to say, but I think because like again, like I love when he raps, especially like when he does that type of flow. I really enjoy it because he just be saying like a little slick shit, or he just finds
Right.
like a pocket that he's just like, all right, he's like just riding a wave. And I always
Mhm.
like when he does that, but this was like a lot going on in the with the sounds that didn't really complement it for me. Like whether it was like removing certain elements of it, but yeah,
Yeah.
like that's what kind of like takes me out of that song.
All right, next song is personally one of my favorites. It might be one of the only ones that are my
We
favorites on
probably
the
agree
album.
on.
Wow, featuring A$AP Rocky. This shit is
Fire,
fire, bro.
Fire. That
fire,
shit fire. That shit fire. That shit is
Thank
fire.
God we
fire,
all agree on this, bro.
fire,
Fire.
But
bro.
ASAP's back. ASAP's back. ASAP's
go
back,
ahead,
bro.
go ahead, Ray.
he fucking did a snip. What is it? 20, bro. He fucking did a snippet to this song in 2020,
For
2021,
real?
bro.
Did he
Yes.
really?
Because I knew this song when he started like, yo, this is on the album. I was singing like the chorus and all that shit. I'm like, oh shit, it's about time. And delay. Then he did it like 2022. He did it at a show. Last year he did it at a show. Like this song, he's been had it done, bro.
Fire.
So like, I'm glad it delivered, but this shit is hard, especially at the end when the beat switches to that boom
Yeah.
bap. That shit was hard, bro.
No.
I could have done without ASAP Rocky, but I still do like the song.
I ain't gonna hold you. I kind of wanted Rocky to come a little pause better. Like
Aggressive?
yeah, I kind of and they've been saying that he's throwing a shot at Drake. I don't really see it.
I
I
guess
mean,
it's that first portion, just because like, listen, y'all ain't really fuck with For All the Dogs, but you know that a man tie, a man T, that whole like
yeah,
intro Drake did.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
obviously, we know what anti
I feel
is
like
a
a
play.
dumbass though. Like I didn't catch that until like the fourth time, yo. I feel like a
Yeah,
dumbass, bro.
yeah, I heard that shit. I was like, oh, he going crazy. I was like, it can't be. But the way he just kept doing it, I was like, yeah, he's doing it on purpose.
I'm a dumbass. I'm like, yo, that
Facts.
was the name of her album, Dick.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know if people I didn't see what the line people are saying it is. I
Yeah,
know I said the word mandrake at one point. You know, people
yeah,
are
Yeah.
basic as hell sometimes and just go
facts,
gravitate to that. I don't even know what that is, to be honest. But the
facts.
first portion of it where he's just flexing about his woman,
Mm,
I
I
feel
got
like
lipstick on
that
my
might
briefs.
be
Yeah,
it.
I
Uh,
guess.
because you got kisses on my cheek, got glitter on my teeth, I got lipstick on my brief. You know, Rihanna has Fenty, which is like lipstick, makeup, all that shit. So I think that might be it. That's the only thing I would take as it.
Yeah, I
But
guess.
when I first heard it, I didn't think of that right away. But
Me neither. My first thought after listening to that track, I was like, damn, Rocky, I actually wanted you to rap better. But
yeah, it wasn't that
Yeah.
good. His verse, like it wasn't even
um,
like flowing too well. That's why I'm like, damn, I would have just like Cuddy on that shit, or like somebody else would have like been super tough on that.
facts. Um, the next song, I think both of you guys are a big fan of this song. I could be completely wrong.
Electro wave, baby.
Electro Wave Baby.
It's just fire. It's
That
just
shit is
fire.
fire.
I like the beat. I love the beat. I love the beat. The beat go hard.
The way he's all that Snoop and that on the wave, yeah,
With the little whistle.
that,
That shit go hard. That
that
shit go
shit,
hard.
that,
Man.
he going
That's
crazy
Cuddy.
on
That's
that, bro.
Cuddy. That's Cuddy, bro.
He going
Nah.
crazy, bro. The beat is smooth too, bro. That shit is hard.
Yeah,
So with Electro Baby,
go ahead.
he did a 2.0 with Steve Aoki that I heard first. They did it like at a rave, and I was like,
Hmm.
nah, that's fire. So
Hmm.
I thought that's what it was. That's why when the track list came out, I told you I was like, yo, Electro Wave Baby, I want to hear that. But apparently that's 2.0. So hopefully
So,
he puts that out too.
so the 2.0 is like the like dance
Yeah,
crazy
yeah.
white people like kind of type song.
It's like a more sped up. Like I don't know
Okay,
if the
okay,
lyrics
okay,
are
okay,
different, but yeah, it's like sped up. Is like yeah,
okay.
that
Oh, I
shit's
didn't even know about
like
that.
this one. Although it wasn't that, I was like, nah, hold on, this is kind of fun. I
Yeah, I ain't gonna
fuck with
hold
I
it.
have.
you. I'm
I
just
like that
like
song.
I'm just like whatever about this song. I don't
Okay.
know. I just wasn't with it. Yo, honestly, for that one, two, three, four, the next four songs to me, I'm kind of like whatever. I'm kind of like, all right, like I'm listening to it, but I'm not really like vibing to it. What about Cut Life? Talk to me about Cut Life. What do you guys think?
I'm good off Tale of a Night. Every time it
Taylor,
comes
oh my
on
bad,
after,
yeah.
every time it comes on after Electro Wave, I'm like, I don't know,
Yeah,
it's
I go.
because I'm on such a high after Electro Wave that it's like it's not the fault of the song, but I'm just like, damn, like I really fuck with this to go to like something so like, eh. But Cud Life, what's
No,
this?
I completely skipped A Tale of a Night. My bad, but I'm
Till
like
of a night,
whatever.
gotta go.
Yeah, I'm
Cut
whatever about
life.
Tale of a Night. Cut Life. Jeff, you're whatever about Cut Life.
Yeah. Mm-mm. I'm not really
Likewise.
fucking with it.
It's one of those things. It's similar to what was the one we were just talking about? Most Saint
Yeah,
Dennis, I think.
Most Ain't
mostly
Dennis.
Dennis. Yeah.
Like a lot going on. He's just like rapping. It's like he doesn't find like
Mm.
a spot in it. He's just rapping how he usually raps. So like,
He needed plain Pat on this. Yo, what are you?
Plain Pat, what up?
Yo, fuck.
One of the disappointments of this album is the next song after Cut Life, Too Damn High, featuring Lil Yachty.
Yachty.
Yeah, I was looking forward to this song, man, because Yachty, as of late, he's just been impressing me. He's been surprising me with the quality of music he's putting out. That album he put out last year, Let's Start Here, which is like his alternative rock, trippy kind of album. Loved it. And he's known as a rapper, and he's like, yo, fuck it, I'm gonna do what I want to do. And I love that album. And then even though he kind of messed up your boy's rollout for All the Dogs, saying that Drake's best verses on this album.
yeah.
Like I'm feeling and I'm sensing like the impact that he's having on the hip hop culture. Like he's having a voice, and seeing Yachty's name on the future list, I was like, oh, I'm interested to see how that sounds between Cudi and Yachty. But again, it leads me to another song where I'm like, yo, like whatever, like okay, like I'm not catching the tune, I'm not catching the vibe, and I'm like, it's another throwaway. So I don't know what y'all thought about the song.
I was better off not hearing
Mm, yeah,
it.
Song wasn't
Yes,
it? I'm
breaks my
not the
heart.
biggest fan of Lil Yachty.
me neither.
I do give him a chance sometimes. He's like I like enjoy like watching him like in interviews and shit like that, but like his music's I don't really fuck with. But I was like, okay, maybe this will be cool. As you mentioned, Dario, like I heard about that album. I haven't listened to it yet, but I'm like,
Damn,
I know sometimes
a whole year you haven't listened to
yeah.
it.
But
Give
that's how like it's because I'm not too like
Yeah.
crazy
Okay.
over him.
But
So
hold on. Give it a shot. It's not what you're expecting of Yachty. If you're expecting a certain sound, if you're expecting him to sound a certain way, it's nothing like that.
I
That's
have
the
honestly, bro, I have zero expectation of him because that's how much like removed I am from him. Like
yeah.
me and my boy were literally just talking about like I loved his first song that really like got him going the one night. It was just cool. Like it was just like a catchy song. Like
Hmm.
after that, like I really don't have expectations for him. So like I don't know what type of sound he has, what type of music he makes. So like I just went into it just like seeing the two names. I'm like, okay, cool, this could be cool. But yeah,
Yeah.
like I skip past this shit before even it hits 1 second.
Mm. Breaks my heart. The one after that, we got get your gun. Cool. Get your gun.
Hmm.
Tell me, Jeff.
I gotta listen to it again. I gotta listen to it again. I can't tell you I don't like it. And I can't tell you I do like it. I gotta listen to
Cool.
it later on. Hopefully, I'm a smoke one, and if I like it,
Fucking smack.
if I'm smacked and I like it, then I'll probably change my mind. We'll figure it out.
This
Right.
is one of the ones I fuck with. Like
Okay.
I just
Okay.
snippeted it real quick. He was running that bitch on there, bro. Like the beat, like is pretty cool. It's like it's a lot happening on it, but he found it. Dun,
Mhm.
dun, 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 like he's on there, like he's riding
Uh-huh.
that bitch. So like that's the type of shit that I'm like on those other songs, like it's too many things going on, and he doesn't catch the wave. But on this shit, I fuck with this shit. I like this song. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I like it. I wouldn't say it's a throwaway. I do like it, but if anything, it's like towards the bottom of the list of the songs that I like. Um, the next one after that, At the Party with Pharrell and Travis, 100%. I love that. I love this song. This song is fire to
Mhm.
me. I like the chorus. It's like at the party, probably. I like how Travis comes on the track. The only thing with me is that like he used this as a single. I wish it
You
was
kept
something
it.
that we didn't know about. I
Mhm.
just yeah, I wish it was something that we didn't know about. I would have been thoroughly surprised. I would have been thoroughly pleased. Another collaboration with Travis. This is more of like what I like to hear from them too. But what do you
Right.
guys think about this one?
I fucked with it when it first came out as a single. I remember. I don't know when it dropped. I think I sent it in a group chat to you, maybe,
Yeah,
or
I
you
think you
sent it
did.
to. And I was just like, all right, I'm fucking with it a little bit. It was just more of a like, if I'm right, if I'm driving and long drive and I play that song, I'm gonna be bumping it. Like, yeah, it's a calm song. It's now there. It's not up there for like one of my favorite songs on the album, but I would say it's one of the songs I like better or best on compared to everything else that is on this list.
Word.
I think it's gonna be funny. Don't judge me. Don't be mad at me.
We already know. I already know.
I
When
don't
niggas
know.
drop this shit, I was like, nah, this ain't it, nigga. Now that shit come on, nigga, I'll be like, we just there to nigga. This shit hard, nigga.
No, you fucking it. Let's go. Let's go.
That
Let's
shit hard,
go.
Wait, so you didn't like it? You didn't like
No,
it?
he hated that. She said that shit was trash.
That shit hard. That shit hard. Because I did like the beat though.
Uh-huh.
I was like, this ain't it, but the beat is hard. And then like the beat is why I would go to it. And I just kept hearing it. I'm just like, damn. Then when I'm playing the album and it came on, I got kind of hyped. I was like, nah, this just slap. It just fit in well right after Get You Gone. I fuck with the song. This shit
I
is hard.
think would I be fair in saying that Pharrell makes the song with his chorus? Yeah, me at the party,
Body.
like
That shit fire. That shit fire, bro. That shit fire.
That part I don't love. Is calm, is catchy, but I think
because to me that might be another knock on this song. I think Pharrell makes the song. I don't know how y'all feel. Maybe Travis's verse was dope to y'all, Cuddy's was dope to y'all, but to me, I think Pharrell makes the song.
I fuck with both verses. Also, shout out to Travis, who's like rapping a lot better. I know
facts.
my beef with him for a couple years.
The critique.
So he's rapping a lot better, like on features, like he's showing up. Somebody mentioned that, and I was like, damn, that's actually true. Pharrell shit is cool. I just wish that would have been hard as an ad lib. It feels like the chorus is missing something. Like if Cuddy and Travis was on that bitch going back and forth, and that was in the background, that shit would have went crazy. It's not bad, but it just felt like everything else was stripped.
I feel you.
That beat is so like that beat is massive in my opinion. That shit
beat is amazing,
crazy,
bro.
So like for the chorus to just be that felt really like cheap and lazy. So that's my thing with that. But I love both verses. The beat for me is the fucking craziest part. The shit is hard, and this is what made me
crazy.
like the song. But yeah, it's not a bad chorus though. But I just wish it had more. It felt like a skeleton.
This brings me to another point. Seeing Pharrell on another Cuddy album. Pharrell and Cuddy, do they only have two songs, Surfing and this song, or am I missing one?
Don't they have that song on Passion Pain and Demon Slaying? That's not surfing.
Oh yeah, they do have one more. A Flight at First Sight.
Flight
It's
at
one of my
First Sight.
songs
Yeah,
on there too.
Yeah,
Advance. Yeah.
Pharrell goes crazy. I remember on the pod I said this is one of my least favorite songs on the album. Y'all motherfuckers crucified me for that.
Yeah,
I remember.
That shit is crazy. That's like fucking. She got two songs in one, nigga. That shit is crazy. One look at it.
Yeah, it is two songs. I forgot it was two songs.
Crazy, bro.
Okay, so they got three songs together now.
Right.
I would like to see Cuddy and Pharrell lock in for a project. And the reason why is just like they're just so creative. Like look at Pharrell, what he's doing with the Louis Vuitton line, like the kind of clothes he's making. Cuddy is known for being creativity, paving a lane, and all that shit. And I don't know, I'm just like a little surprised that they haven't collaborated more. I remember, I think Pharrell, it was on the Drink Champs interview when it was like height of COVID. For Nori asked him a question about Cuddy, and Pharrell said that Cuddy was scared to ask him for the surfing collaboration, and he was surprised because Pharrell has so much respect for Cuddy for paving the lane and all that shit. And yeah, I'm just surprised that these two haven't been around each other more for more of a collaboration, whether if it's on Cuddy's projects or Pharrell projects. But I don't know, is that something you guys might be into if that happens, a Cuddy Pharrell project?
Yeah, that's a really good point, actually, too. Like, you didn't mention that, I wouldn't have thought of it because I love all the three songs they have together, especially the songs on Passion Pain. Never thought of it, but yeah, man, I'm surprised they don't have more. And
I feel like it's like a match made in heaven, bro.
Yeah, they could make an EDC like album. They could make some up tempo s album. They can. They could do it.
It's hard for Pharrell to do something with someone and it doesn't go well. Like he's like you said, he's so creative that he like sometimes he's had like a couple of misses, in my opinion. I can't name them, but there's been a couple that I'm like,
projects or songs?
Like songs.
Oh, songs.
One of them being that fucking, I'm sorry, that shit they did during fucking
Say it with your
the
chest.
the riots and all that shit. That black man, black him and Jay Z. Oh my god, what the fuck?
Oh yeah, that wasn't great.
Jesus Christ, bro. Oh my god.
Damn, how'd you remember that? I don't even know
Bro,
remember
my
that
Yo,
that
boy,
existed.
bro, my boy was playing
back in
that
his
shit on loop
break.
at the crib, bro. And me and my other homie was killing it. We're like, yo, bro, this song is ass. And it's crazy because just a couple days before that shit dropped, me and one of my other homies was talking about how Jay-Z and Pharrell, like everything they do is fucking crazy. And then that shit drops. And I played it like 3 times. I'm like, maybe I'm tripping, man. But nah, bro, that wasn't it. But yeah, like it's hard for him to kind of like work with somebody and not really either make the right sound for them or bring them so out of their box and like create some fire shit. But these two, man, like they shit would hit, man. Like I could use like a 6, 7 song like album with them too.
Yeah,
A
yeah,
hundred
it doesn't have
percent.
to be long. Yeah.
100%. And Ray, it's just, but the thing is that like you just said that like it's hard for him to like make something with someone because you feel like he doesn't want to take someone out of their element and bring them out so far. But you see, that's exactly where I think Cuddy would excel. Pharrell bringing Cuddy out of his realm, maybe bringing him into a Pharrell world, or maybe bringing him to a world that Cuddy and Pharrell create together. Like I still think that fits any way you want to put it. Cuddy in Pharrell's world, I feel like sounds good. Pharrell in Cuddy's world, we've heard it, sounds good. And a world where Cuddy and Pharrell create a together, like we don't know what that's gonna sound like, but man, yeah, man, I keep harping on it. It's like I want at least like a mini project, a little
Uh,
project of them too.
I think
But
I think we're saying the same thing because that's what I'm saying. I'm
yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah.
Pharrell has that talent to kind of like create something for you that you haven't done,
Mm,
or like you and him create something. That's what I'm saying. Because like he knows artistry well, but he also has his talent that he's like, okay, let's work on this. Like, let me bring you here, or let's go here together. So like, what I'm saying is exactly what you're saying. Like that shit is why it would be really interesting for them to work together more, at least.
The one after that, we got Mr. Kula. This is actually one of my favorites on the album. The only like 2 cents I have about this song to me, it sounds like he took a sample of the Halloween theme song. It was like,
I thought the same thing.
did you really?
Yeah,
Dope.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So it sounds like he took that sample and he used it throughout that song. So that's why I kind of fuck with it. But I like it.
Okay.
I think it's one of the better songs on the album.
Yeah. I didn't
Okay.
love the title, but I thought the
Yeah.
same thing. The piano was cold, and I like it. I like this song. Yeah, it's really good.
Jeff, you remember this song or?
No. I don't remember the song. Listen, I've listened to the album one time just completely off rip, and I don't remember this song.
No, that's
So
fair, man.
I can't critique it. I can't critique it. I could critique something I don't remember. But if I don't remember, it's not a good thing.
That's your
Because I
answer.
know once I hear a song that I like, after one listen, I'm playing it back. It could be 30 seconds within the song. I'm hitting replay. I'm hitting replay. I'm hitting replay. But I'll listen to it more, and I'll definitely give you my opinion about it later in the group chat. If I tell you guys
Uh,
trash, well,
what about Freshie? Talk to me about Freshie. Y'all liked it? Y'all didn't like it?
I like Freshie. There's one other one that I like too. Freshie. Like I go to Freshie. Um, sometimes like after Electro Wave. Yeah, Freshie's cool. I like it.
all
It's
right.
fun.
Yeah. I remember this song. Okay, Freshie
Freshie's hard.
is up there. It's up there. It's up there. It's up there. It's up there. What
Freshie
you
is,
think, Daryl?
mm,
No, Frisbee.
yeah.
Frisbee
It's
material.
kind of a throwaway. I'm just like,
Okay.
whatever.
Okay.
What about Tortured? Talk to me about Tortured.
I think the reason I made that face for Tortured is it felt like he was trying to fit in what Hefe mentioned about his his sound that he's known for, he's trying to fit it into the album. I feel that way about that song and the next one too. They just didn't
Mm.
really fit in.
That's a 5 out of 10. Eh,
So
eh.
the next song, I'm very yeah. I know you guys are a big fan of the artist that's featured on this song. So just I'm gonna give y'all the runway. Hit me. What do you think about the song?
I expected so much more. I expected so much more. Like, this is from the song Orlando, right?
Yeah,
From Extentacion's album. And that's the outro to his album, I believe, right?
I
Is the
think so.
outro? Yeah, it's the outro to one of his album. I don't know, out of all the songs Cudi could have taken from XXX Tentacion's like discography and switch it up to for Cudi to fit in, he could pick so many different songs. I just don't like that. It was just the wrong song for him to sample and to get from Tentacion, because when I think of X, I think of like his versatility of all his music that he has. He could play the piano, play the guitar. He could do a rock song. He could do a lot of things. Reminding me of Cudi, because Cudi tried to do like everything alternative, you know. Uh, but I don't. I just expected more. That's all I can say. I expected more.
Yeah, I mean, not a bad song. I mean, you prefix with that. It wasn't a bad song, but as Hefe mentioned, X was so talented, and like a lot of the things that we love about him was his versatility. And I always thought he was like this generation's Kid Cudi.
Yes.
So like for that, even though like a lot of people didn't fuck with him, I just felt like he was something similar to Cudi. Like I remember in high school, I was talking about Kid Cudi, and people were like, "Yo, he's fucking trash. You bugging out." But like X was super talented with so many things, but he had like a lot of issues that in life that people just casted him right away and didn't give him the opportunity. But the motherfucker had talent, man. And this is like one of the songs that I was like, okay, I'm looking forward to that. The title was lazy. The sample was lazy. I didn't want it to be a sample at all. Like, Kanye has like two songs with him, and they were like original songs. Like the shit that was on Donda 2 was fucking
Yeah.
fire.
Fire.
And they ended
Fire.
up releasing it, and it wasn't the same, so it was
Yeah.
disappointing. I go back to the one from the
I go
Donda
to
live
YouTube for
event.
that.
Yeah, True Love. That song is fire. The
True
beat's
love. Yeah.
crazy. But like, I know X has mad songs, and I can't blame Cudi too much because I think whoever like owns his estate is just fucking trying to make money, bro. And it's very disappointing. Every
Milking it,
time
bro.
it's something new, X, and it's a new album after they say the last one was his last album. It's like putting out the same. They just like keep fucking using this kid's like voice and his music and shit like that, and just putting out shit that he wouldn't have put out, and it's just like a disappointment to what he was capable of. Like at least take your time with it, and then for these two to like come together and that be it, it's disappointing. But it wasn't a bad song. I do
So
like Orlando. Cuddy came on there and did his thing, but disappointing, absolutely.
so I'm not really that familiar with Ex Tentacion. I know you guys are. You guys were a big fan of his, I remember. So my question to you is when Tentacion is singing or rapping in the song, did Cuddy literally take that from another song and
Yes,
just placed it on this song?
literally.
Hmm.
Ah man, okay.
It's
So
like
yeah.
when they did the Biggie Duets album and they were just putting his verses on songs. Shit
Yeah.
was fire, but yeah, that's literally what he did.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, I know I could definitely see the disappointment in a lot of fans. Oh, that's whack. Yeah, I mean, as far as me in that song, throwaway. I was just like, whatever, shrug emoji. The one after that, we got Seven featuring Lil Wayne. This was another song that I was disappointed in, personally. Lil Wayne for the last like 5, 6 years has been ridiculous as far as features. Like he could make probably like 3, 4 albums just on features alone within the last 5, 6 years. And this song, he had, I think, like 2 verses and they were very short and I didn't like the type of beat it was. And again, this is another example as to why I feel that there's a big disconnect with this album and just with what Cudi is trying to do. I don't think I don't know what he's trying to do. I saw
I
Lil
don't
Wayne.
I don't think this is a song Lil Wayne will ever have been on.
Ah,
So
It's
wait,
not his
so why do you
it's
think
not
he did
his
it?
type. I I don't know why he did it, but I just don't like I'm hearing the beat. Just off the beat alone, I'm like, Lil Wayne would never be be featured on a song like this ever. Like he wouldn't take the job. He wouldn't take the job. He wouldn't. Like he wouldn't take the job. He wouldn't. Like the way I learned about Lil Wayne through my older brother, and what is Carter 1, 2, 3? What his mixtapes like? I so right now I can't believe Lil Wayne's on this song. It doesn't make any sense to me. Me personally, it doesn't make any sense.
I think
Like he's the last feature I expected on this album.
it's funny because what he's saying is true, although Lil Wayne jumps on almost anything
Yes,
and jump.
yes, he
But like
does.
I have that same sentiment. I'm just like, as soon as it played, I'm like, oh, this is what he got Wayne on? Fuck. And then Wayne's verses, like they didn't really hit. Not that they weren't bad, like, but it's just again, the sounds just wasn't like just wasn't the right fit.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, I think that's all we can say about it. So, uh, yo, the next song is get the to me, get the fuck out of here. Funky Wizard Smoke, get this the fuck out of here, bro. Like I'm like, I don't hate the
Yeah.
song, but I'm just like,
Out.
yo, get this shit out, bro.
Get this shit the fuck out of here.
Fuck out of here.
I agree,
God,
bro. Get this shit.
Get
Back
out of
this
here.
shit
golly,
up,
bro.
bro.
Like
This shit
what?
came on. I was like, what the fuck is this, bro?
What
I was
is
looking
this?
forward to it too because of the title.
Mm,
Yeah.
Back this shit up, bro. What was that, man?
I don't know what the hell that was. Okay, so skipping that song entirely. Rager Boys featuring Young
Fire.
Thug.
Fire.
Okay,
Fire.
wait, hold on, Rainer. Question: was this an automatic fire for you because of just Thug's featured on this track, or the?
No, like I was looking forward to it when I
Okay.
saw him on the list and leading into it. And especially after the Lil Wayne disappointment, I was a little shook about it and I ended up liking it. Like it was dope. The title was weird. I wish they would have titled it something else, but it was
Yeah.
good. I liked
It
it.
doesn't give me Rager Boy vibes. When I think of Rager Boy vibes, I think that would be a song with Travis Scott and Kid Cudi, not
Young
Facts.
Thug's
Young
not a
Thug.
Rager boy, bro. This is Young Thug, bro. What are you doing? Like you
Right.
can't name it that. Like, but it's a cool title, but it just
Didn't
isn't
fit
what
it.
I thought this song should have been titled.
Correct.
Jeff, did you like the song?
Yeah, I fucked with it. The beat, this is like a Cudi beat. Like what I expect him to rap on and stuff like that. Like him and Travis, whether it's Young Thug. Like it's a good song. It's a good song. I would say
Oh, it's
when
cracked.
I was I was really hesitant of continuing the album when I first listened to it because I'm just like, yeah, I'm not really fucking with anything on this shit, But once that hit, I was just like, okay, this is like my type of Cudi that I like, that I'm used to. But that's one of the best songs on the album, in my opinion.
Up was sliding on that motherfucker, man.
OD, OD.
Yo,
Think up there.
Rainer, I'm
What you, yeah,
I'm
right,
always
right.
no
I'm
no
the
no no.
host now. What do you think?
I'm the captain now. No. It's a good song. It's not one of the bad songs. It's not one of the ones that I'm going to when I turn on the album. But I'm always and forever gonna say this, that Rainer, you're the reason why I decided to change my opinion on Thug. Before me and you met, I was not really checking for Thug. And then the more and more, yeah, the more and more we talk about it, the more and more I gave it a shot. It turned my opinion around, and it's unfortunate the situation that he's in because we are being held
Facts.
from for some amazing music that he could be creating right now. And he's one of the people that you could say, as far as like the newer generation, he's one of those leaders that like paved the way into like how to rap in different pockets, different flows.
Yeah, man.
Um, I do wish that it was a little bit more of a not that Thug had a bad verse, but I just wish Cudi did something more with it. I just feel like it didn't really. When you see Young Thug feature on Cudi's album, you're like, what the fuck does this sound like? And I was a little underwhelmed.
And it's the theme across the album, and it's very similar to what we were saying with like a lot of the features. Like they all came into his world, which is kind of cool. But this world that he created is very new. So it kind of makes these features like miss because it's like you're experimenting, it's
Yeah.
something new for you. So you brought them into this, it's something new for both of you. And it's just hard to create, I'm assuming, something like that. Maybe like these are the things that really felt like they had the most chemistry in. I don't know if he sent some of these things in and they sent it back, or if they were like actually working together. But like I think that's what makes it like a lot more difficult. But it was like a song that I could like really hear Young Thug doing on his own too, which is why I like it.
Hmm.
Like I'm a massive fan of Young Thug. But yeah, I fuck with it.
One thing before we move on to the last three songs of the album, yo. So he said that the deluxe is gonna be like in another entire album.
Correct.
So like, what the fuck are we in store for, bro?
It's gonna
I
put
mean,
instrumentals and acapellas, bro, of the songs. That's what's gonna happen.
I'm looking forward to it because I mean,
Of course.
And like I'll save what I was about to say for when we finish through the track list, but I am looking forward to it.
All right. So the one after Rager Boys, we got I believe it was the first single, Porsche's
Yes.
Topless.
That shit
Um,
go hard. That shit go hard. It's a good nah, fire. That
Listen,
shit is fire.
that shit is
hey,
fire, bro. Porsche's
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
Topless.
as much
Okay.
as I love like electro wave and wow, this shit just is different, bro. This shit came on at the gym today, and I was just like, turned that
Word?
all the way up. Yeah, like in my headphones, not at the
Oh,
gym.
about
Like,
to say they played it. I'm like, yo, I'll be mad surprised. I'm
damn,
about to sign
turned that
up.
turned that shit all the way up, and I'm just like, damn, this shit fucking hits. There's something about it. It's just a vibe. Like,
Yeah,
and
it's
this
a
is
good vibe song.
one of the reasons I was like looking forward to like what he was gonna create in this insano world. I was like, nah, this is how he's pulling up. This is crazy. Like, I fuck with it. This song
Yeah.
is crazy.
Yeah. Like, yo, am I bugging in saying that Rainer, you didn't like the
Yes.
song initially?
Nah, this shit was hard from rip.
Okay. Jeff, what'd you think I was gonna say? No, my bad. So I'm bugging. I thought Rainer, you didn't like it when it
That
dropped.
was at the party. That's at the party. I didn't really fuck with.
Okay, so yeah, I got those two confused. The second to last song, Blue Sky, Rainer.
Don't no.
People like this song. Like, I don't. It wasn't memorable for me. Like, I've been meaning to go back to it,
This is
but
like
it's
his like just kind of wizard type wave, if you will. Where it's just like it's obviously not hip hop, it's more alternative.
yeah.
Which he doesn't sound bad on those type of songs. It just wasn't for me, not on this album.
It felt out of place. I think sometimes like when that happens, like you can kind of like miss out on a good song. Like, it's a cool song,
I
but
feel what
it
you're
just
saying.
felt out of place. Yeah, especially after like Porsche's Topless.
Yeah. Yo, they should have ended it with Portia's Topless.
Yeah, high key.
You should
Porsche's
have ended
Topless
it
should
with
have been
that.
the last song on this bitch.
Yeah. Like
Jeff, what about you? What'd you think about Blue Sky?
not a bad song, like Ray mentioned, but it's not a song that I would come back to like
Yeah.
often, you know? It's probably it would probably be the album, honestly, for me, ends at Portia's Topless. That's the album. I don't need to play anything more after that.
Yeah.
But it's okay. It's okay. It's not his best.
And the last song is Hit the Streets in My Nikes, which I don't know why he ended the album there. That's fucking weird.
Yeah. Blue
Rainer.
Sky would have been a nice ending too, because I like Blue Sky. It's a good song. It's just like out of place, but Blue Sky was a nice like outro song. So to even like put that
Yeah.
or hit the streets in my Nikes. Also didn't love the title, but yeah, like nah, this one was kind of like a forgettable one for me. And also like I didn't listen to the album a lot. So like a lot of these songs probably are getting the short end of the stick. But just
That
like,
was me.
like
I
huh?
I listened to the album like 4 or 5 times.
Okay, yeah. So
Yeah.
like that's why I'm like with some of them sounding the same, like the standouts are the standouts for me. But yeah, like some of these songs, I'm like, okay, I don't remember this. I want to go back to it. So I do got to listen to the album several more times. But I think off the first listen, like I knew my take was gonna stay the same. But I don't have a problem giving albums or like songs second, third chances, especially off of 1 week.
Yeah,
Can't really
no,
fair shot.
100%. And I think it's safe to say that as far as our outlook on the album, it's not what it is towards the other Cuddy albums. But this leads me to my next question. Now, this is another album that's going to be included in Cuddy's discography. So, of course, I'm going to ask you, where would you have it as far as your favorite Cuddy albums? I do understand that it's only been 1 week out. You guys got to give it more time, listen to it, go through it a lot more. Um, and as far as this question, the only albums that we're excluding Kids See Ghosts because that's a joint album with Ye, and we're also excluding like A Kid Named Cudi, his mixtapes. So that gives us 10 albums. As far as where the Insano ranks within Cudi's discography, I'll go first. I have Insano at eighth, and we have 10 Cudi albums. We're including Intergalactic, even though it's a soundtrack, but we're gonna include it within Cudi's discography right now.
What do you
So
have behind Insano?
you mean like 9 and 10?
Mhm.
Intergalactic number 9 and Speeding Bullet to Heaven number 10. Even with time, I don't know if this album is gonna be able to move up because every album that's in front of it is just it's peak Cudi or it's Cudi trying something else, but it sounds and it works way better. So I I don't know. I think that album's gonna stick number 8, honestly.
Hmm.
So who wants to be the brave soul and go next?
I'll go next, and this is easy. All right, so um, so I'll be as yeah, both know I will always have Speeding Bullet to Heaven. That's dead last.
I'm with
That
you there.
that yeah, that's not changing. That's solidified. It's like the Ten Commandments, bro. That's not changing. Uh,
Shit, bro.
next, honestly, I haven't say no. I
Number
actually like
9.
Intergalactic, bro. They have Willing to Trust. Are you kidding me? Yo, just that song, bro. Just that one song kills Insano, bro. I don't want to hear nothing, bro.
Damn.
Um, but I will have Insano right on top of Speeding Bullet to Heaven, and then Intergalactic
Yeah.
after.
So you have it
Yeah,
towards the bottom of his discography, yeah.
low bottom, bro.
But yo, Rainer, hit me. Where do you have Insano on his
Uh,
discography?
I'm with you, Dario. Intergalactic, um, film and the album was a little disappointing. Willing to Trust is fucking insane though. That song is crazy.
That's my
Um,
shit.
but Insano, like it has more songs that I can go back to because the only one I really go back to on Intergalactic is Willing to Trust.
Let's
Even
trust.
like
Yeah,
it has Don Toliver on there. Somewhere to Fly is fucking crazy. That song is
that
fire.
shit's fire. I
It's
like
another.
New Mode. New Mode is fire to me.
Yeah, I'm not into that song, man.
Really interesting.
I'm not into
Okay.
it. Do What I Want was terrible. But no,
I haven't
Insano,
really, dog, I haven't really gotten into Intergalactic, bro. Like
Insane,
I just didn't.
Insano's good, man. Insano, like, all right, so this is like what I was gonna say, what I held on.
Oh yeah.
Although I do have these feelings that I've shared as we went through the track list on the album. It's not a bad album. Um, I appreciate that he like found the sound that he wanted to fuck with, like a fun sound, and it does like have a good amount of songs that I like, and I feel like over time I might fuck with one or two of them more because, as I mentioned, like placement was important, like Blue Sky. Maybe I might fall into like fucking with Tortured. If those were together, maybe that would have been like a nice little sequence, but like some of the placement just wasn't right for me. Um, so like over time, like I might fuck with the album a little bit more. But I think that eighth spot will be like solidified for it because everything else I do like a lot more.
Kind of springing this onto you guys out of nowhere, but like, where do we see Cudi going from here? Because he has his hands in a lot of things, a lot of things. He has a comic book coming out. He's gonna be acting. Um, Mad Solar, I think that's his like production company. So he's gonna be producing projects. I feel like he's in a really good space right now as far as like being happy with himself and life. So he definitely wants to like branch out and explore his creativity, which I'm always gonna be for. Um, but as far as music, I don't know what the answer is. Like I don't know what we're gonna get next from Cudi. It could be, what if he comes out with a rock album? What do have am I bugging and saying that he said Wizard 2 is in the process? Did you see that anywhere, or am I just making that up right now?
That he's working with Dot again, but I don't remember if that's what he said.
I don't
Okay,
know.
so
I don't remember.
I might be making that up right now. But as far as like just you guys in general, where do you see Cudi if you guys see him going anywhere? What's the next step for him?
Some things I've been like the concert, how he was responding to certain people being like, yo, are you updating, are you changing the set list a bit? And he was just like a hard, like, nah, if you didn't like it, or bah, don't come to this. Like it's very like that weird, but like he's in this place where he's like happy, he's content, he's working on a lot of things, like you said, but like some of that energy comes off a little bit weird. Maybe he's like just like very confident in his happiness,
Mm.
where like he speaks out to certain things about people addressing and critiquing some of the stuff that he's doing now, and he doesn't like take it well, or he's just like, yeah, like I mean, I'm good though. So if you don't fuck with it, there's people who do. So fuck out of here with that. Like I don't really fuck with that type of energy.
Mm.
And like I'm not and never have been in his situation. So maybe that's just like genuine and it's not coming from a place of malice. Like some of that stuff, I don't know, I don't really fuck with. So, but like part of that, I say that to say like he was super confident about this album, and like for like us who like really love him and fuck with his music, along with the other people who do like it, like for us to feel this way is just like was very, very weird. So I don't know where he's going musically, but I mean, hopefully, like he finds like a better pocket with this sound,
All
or
right.
maybe like the next 20 songs that he has will be fire. Like I don't know, but
Hope so.
I'm not gonna be checking for it as much, you know.
Jeez. So you're not gonna.
I'm
I'm
gonna,
not
I'm gonna listen to it. I always will, but I'm not
right,
gonna
but you're
as
not
excited anymore. Yeah.
like Friday at 12:10. You're not gonna be checking for the Insano Deluxe.
Yeah, it's not.
No,
It's
I
not.
probably will. I probably will.
Okay, I like to hear that.
I will. But like I'm not gonna like be like fiending for like some of his next stuff. Like I can kind of compare this to the Marvel situation. Like y'all know, like I was fiending for that
Boy,
stuff. Like, that shit was banging, but like now I don't really
the
check
MCU's
for it, you know?
clipped.
Yeah, like, it's not the same. Like his decline isn't like as crazy as that. Like it's just like this sound, like it was new and he just still figuring it out, but it wasn't like what I wanted and expected. That's not his fault. But yeah, like it's like at this weird place where I'm just like, all right, like cool. Like I'm not gonna be like fiending type shit.
I feel like he has his hands in a lot of different places, and I know he was probably focused on this album, like to make it what it is. But I think he's exploring his creativity and acting a lot more now. He's taking that a lot more seriously, in my opinion. Um, just because of the movie he made, Intergalactic. He's also, like you mentioned, he's making a comic book. He's doing a lot of different things that he probably wanted to work on at an earlier stage in his life, maybe, but maybe just now he just reached that, I guess that mountain that he wanted to climb all his career. Like he's wanted to be an actor. He's been in movies before, so this is not new. Maybe he just wants to explore Hollywood a little bit more now and leave the music maybe as soundtracks for movies or something like that. Now I don't know. I know The Rock did it. Like he went from WWE to Hollywood, then it worked out for him. So maybe this is like his way in Hollywood or to get a massive
Yeah,
role in a specific movie or anything like that. In
no,
terms of
definitely.
music, though, he's
Yeah.
on a decline. He's on a decline, bro. Yeah,
Damn. I
yeah.
mean,
That's
hate
just
to
my
say it.
opinion.
Yo,
He's on a decline.
it's just weird, bro, because Cuddy, I feel like he has two different audiences. He has the core audience, which is the older audience, which we're a part of. But then, like we were saying, he's on X and he's responding to all these newer fans or younger fans. And I was watching, I don't know if you guys watched that show on Apple Music, Rap Life with Ebro, Loki, and Nadeska. But
Seen like clips and stuff like that, but
there was a topic a while ago, and Cuddy was in it, and Nadeska was talking about Cuddy, and her sentiment was a lot of what we're saying is that like the most recent type of music that he's been coming out with, she's not connecting with, and she has the same like battle within herself about like as far as being an older Cuddy fan and remembering what those first projects were about, what they sounded like, how much of an impact they had compared to now where it's like it's a different Cuddy where he's happy and he's not really being the trendsetter. Like the musical landscape now, mental health is such a big thing where like it's normal to talk about, you know, being lonely, being depressed, wanting to not be a part of this world anymore. And Cuddy was doing that 15 years ago, 20 years ago, whatever, and he was one of the first people. So it's just I don't know. I feel like we're heading towards a world where there's going to be a real disconnect between Cuddy fans with musical projects that he's putting out. Like I feel like there's going to always be a line drawn in the sand between older Cuddy fans and newer Cuddy fans. And it just leads me to being like, yo, I don't know how I feel about it. I'm still processing my feelings about this project because it's not a Reina, like you were saying, to me, it's not a bad album. It's not a trash album. It's just not what I was expecting. It's not what I'm used to. So maybe I have to get used to the type of music he's making now. But I'm also thinking at the same time, it's like, yo, what if it's just not good music? So it's just like it's like an inner battle that I'm having with myself.
you shared and what she shared is all very true. And I think that's what our entire conversation is really based around, right? Like that
Yeah.
battle. And I think what you just said is a great point. It's just like, yo, like, do I just have to get used to it or is it just not good, right? But also like as he evolves, gets older, so do we, right? So like maybe it's just not for us no more, and he's not making the same music because he's not in that
No.
space. But
Right.
yeah,
No.
so I mean, it's just that, and like it's okay to not connect with it because I can not connect and still think it's fire music. Like Rick Ross, that's a perfect, he be talking that shit, and I fuck with Rick Ross. I could enjoy his music. Um, Even Drake sometimes, like I can't relate, can't connect, but I fuck with his music. Same thing with Kanye. Sometimes I'm just like, yo, he's wild. Like I'm not really into that lifestyle. Probably, we not rich, right? But it's fire shit. Like we fuck with it. Even like Young Thug, like fucking like gang life shit like that. Like it's not something I've ever been into, but I fuck with it. Shit is hard. So like it's okay for me not to connect with his music, but yeah, like if it's not some tough shit, some hard shit that I fuck with, pause. It's not dope music. And I just gotta be 100. Like, yeah, this ain't it.
Rainer, you do bring up a point, and before we wrap up this podcast, I do want to bring up something that you mentioned. You brought up the God Ye, and and he dropped the interview with Zane Lowe earlier today, and there was a portion of the interview where he was talking about his relationship with Ye, because as many of us know, they actually reconnected. I believe it was at the listening event for Vultures, which we're still not sure when it's gonna
Yeah.
drop, with Ty Dolla.
I just need one song off that. Wow.
Are,
Facts, you know.
but are you surprised? Like, I'm not
No,
surprised. Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm not.
But yeah, so Ye and Cudi, they reconnected, and during that interview with Zane Lowe, when they were talking about Cudi, when they were talking about Ye, excuse me, Cudi had this to say. I had this moment to think about the past and the journey that I've had with this person, and I know that in his soul there is a good man. There is a good man there, because I've seen it, and you don't give up on people. He's learning and he's growing. He knows he made some mistakes, and I think that that's the beauty of it. Is this a beautiful thing? It's like he knows he's been on one hell of a ride, and he knows he said some things that he might not be able to come back from a lot of the times, in a lot of the spaces from certain people. But we grow, and I think I pray for him, and that's my brother. And the reason why we became cool again is because he apologized to me, and it was sincere. Kanye does not apologize to anybody and say sorry to anyone, and that's my brother. I know he loves me, and there's just nothing like Kanye and Cudi. We like the duo that everybody loves to see. So that's literally the quote from that interview. So having this new relationship that's being brought to us again between Cuddy and Ye, are we excited for it? Are you guys checking for it? Are you guys kind of whatever for it? Like Jeff, it looks like you're pretty excited
Oh
that
yeah,
we're back
this
together.
my man's, my man's, this my man's. I need a Kissy Ghost too. You feel me?
That's a
Like
fact.
I need one. Um, it's encouraging to like to see somebody, two people that are famous. They clashed. They clashed during what was it? During Pablo, right?
The first time?
Was it the first time?
first time, yes. The first time, yes.
Yeah.
First time when Kanye went on a rant
Mhm.
about was it Cuddy? Yeah, it was about Cuddy and about Drake, right? Was it Drake? Was Drake included? Yeah, I remember that. And I remember watching that video. It was like on social media. I was like, nah, he's not coming after my boy. Like
And
what he do?
unwarranted too. Like,
Yeah, what he do? Like he's wilding. But I'm glad they were able to like, make amends with each other. It's like Cuddy would know Kanye better than a lot of people. I would assume because they worked on so many projects together, music together, whether it's with Jay-Z or whether it's with anybody. They've worked together for so many years. So I would expect them to like at least make at least a couple more songs together. Hopefully Kitsy goes too. I wouldn't be against that project, but I'm just glad they got back together. Whenever I think of them together, I think about the what's that album? The Pablo album when they're in Madison Square Garden, like when they start
Oh, they're
playing
going crazy.
Father Stretch
Father
My
stretch
Hands
my
one.
hands.
Yeah, that's when I think of both of them. That's the exact moment picture I have in my head with
Cuddy
the
had
little
like that
raccoon. Yeah,
raccoon
the
hat.
raccoon thing. Yeah, bro, it's just fire. I always think of that. So hopefully, they can make something happen together. Because that's one thing I would definitely tune into.
Ray,
100%.
how do you feel about the reconnection?
I thought it was like that shit was cool, man. It was beautiful how he shared that. I think down to the core, I think it's nice to like have them share those moments where they're showing you like they're just human, and like hearing him say that stuff and the shit that he says was that shit was cool, man. Like just like identifying that this is a person who's just going through life for the first time, just like we all are, and just like realizing that they fucked up or they've said some fucked up things, and just like Hefe mentioned, like he knows him well, like they've been friends since we were fucking teenagers and shit like that. They helped each other out, and just for him to like acknowledge that and be like, yo, like I know him. This motherfucker don't apologize to nobody, especially in this era of Kanye's life. Like, if he don't fuck with you, like he's been solo like a motherfucker lately. Because as he's been sharing, he's just like, yo, like people aren't there when I need them the most. But like, if it's me on a song type shit, they're quick to do it. So for him to like be there with him in that moment and share that he shared, that was super cool. As far as like Kitsy goes too, I might be good on that, but
Mm.
yeah.
Hater, hater, hater.
I mean, just the first one, it was cool. It was a moment, but like it just wasn't.
It was a
No,
moment.
it was disappointing. The first one was
Yeah,
disappointing. We need a
yeah.
Kissy go. We need a proper Ye and Cudi collab project.
But I mean, I don't know if we'll get that, and that's why, like I'm saying, I think I'm good because we just talked about a whole Cudi album that it's just like we don't know which direction he's going in. Like so, if we're being honest,
That's true. You're
might be
not
good.
wrong.
And I
Yeah.
said the same thing about Watch the Throne
Mm.
too. You know, so
I don't need it to. I don't need it to.
I'm standing on
One
business.
is good.
What's funny about that is like the denominator is fucking Ye, and Ye is just like we don't know what the fuck this guy's gonna do tomorrow. This guy he wants
He
to run for
does.
president tomorrow.
Drop
He
the album.
like
Drop the album.
One thing
like
about
bro,
Kanye, man, like even though he's the bro, the motherfucker drops heat, but he be coming back, bro.
every time, baby.
The
Oh,
goat.
he just got back. Stop it, because there was a couple albums that we were like yay, which I like.
You got it. You got it.
I like that album. What is it? I hate like the cover of the I hate being bipolar
Bipolar.
like that. It's awesome. I fuck with that album, low key. Jesus is King. There's a couple things on there that I'm like, oh, I fuck with this, but like, it wasn't how we felt when Donda happened. Like Donda was
That was
crazy.
that shit.
Even Donda 2, I fuck with Donda 2 heavy. Like I still listen to that, This one I'm looking forward to, Vultures. So, but yeah, no, because I love Ty Dolla Sign. I'm really looking forward to that. But yeah, like he pulls up with heat, but like even like with Cudi, what we just talked about, and then Jay-Z, even though I think Jay-Z is the GOAT, like I just don't know where he's at. Like if he'll come through and deliver like he would. And also they just not in that same realm. Like
Yeah. They're
I
not
know
hungry like
Kanye
that
was super
anymore.
excited about that. It's like that's his idol who's fucking doing a whole album with. So I just don't think it'll strike the same flame, either one of the two albums.
Everything you just said just sparked an idea for me. It's just that you, me, and Jeff, we're in a different stage in our lives. So that literally can be applied to Ye, Jay, Ye, and Cuddy. They're in different places in their lives where if they were to get back together to make a Watch the Throne Part 2, to make a Kids See Ghost Part 2, that music, it just might not be what we expected because we're just in a different time. And yo, as far as music right now, like I don't know what to expect. Like I'm literally just checking for the people that I already listen to. I'm not really listening to something brand new unless it comes across my radar or
He's
somebody's
on
telling me
touchdown,
about it.
baby. He's on touchdown.
Tizo Touchdown. I
Yo,
listen,
Rainer loves that man.
yo,
He loves his
facts.
music.
I listened to his album. His album is super not what I expected. It's fucking Paramore 2001, bro.
That shit is incredible, bro.
I like how different it is. I like how different it is.
It's music in general, man. It's like in this weird space, and
It's in limbo. I don't know.
yeah, and I think that's cool.
Is music in limbo or are we just getting older?
No,
Could be both.
I think it's
Could be
music.
both. It could be
People,
both.
bro, they're human beings. That's the one thing that life we get older. Like we go through shit. That's been happening since the beginning of the time.
Time.
But the reason why I asked
It's
that is because
in
like
this weird space, bro.
no, 100%. But the reason why I asked that is because like if we're getting older, we're not in the same place as we were 10 years ago, obviously, where
Mhm.
like we're younger and we're checking to see what's hot. We're checking to see what's the new sound in music. Like I don't know if I don't think you guys are really in that place. I feel like is it fair to say that you guys are listening to what you guys want to listen to instead of checking for what's new and what's the new hot thing?
I personally have never really
Done that?
done that. Yeah, like
Okay.
I would always. I think that's just like where my life just naturally took me, like how I
Right,
grew
right.
up and just the person that I am. Like I was never really was hot and shit like that. Like what's hot sometimes is actually fire. Like I fuck with it, but like I always kind of like just try to find my own thing or just like because that's what music is, bro. Like somebody making a type of sound or type of genre of music is because that's what they gravitated towards. That's who they are. So like when I listen, I approach it the same way, you know? So that's why I'm saying I think music is just in this standstill because the music industry has changed.
Yeah.
It continues to. So like I think that's why music industry is in this weird place and not that we're getting older because bro, there's fucking millions of songs that are out that we haven't heard, like dating back to you can always do that. Like I like going back sometimes, you know. So like it's not just checking for what's new, what's coming out. You can always go back because there's a lot of music that I never heard, and there's still music I run into that I'm like, damn, this came out when? This is fire. Um, but yeah, like music itself is in this weird space. Like I've been listening to country music lately, like Morgan Wallen,
Oh shit.
fucking
My
dope. Like
son. What?
That's
yeah, so like
crazy.
I've been listening to that, and then like my station starts curating country songs into the mix and shit like that. And I'm like, oh, this artist is fire. Like, so like, yeah, like there's shit out there, but it's just like, you know, the industry in itself is just in this fucking weird space.
Yo, Jeff, you need to get your boy, bro. He's changing right in front of our eyes. What
I'm
the
getting
fuck?
him a 10-gallon hat.
Oh
My
man.
son.
All right, guys. So I want to say thank you to the listeners and viewers for checking out this video. Remember to rate, review, and subscribe. If you're watching this on YouTube, smash that subscription button, leave us a comment, and let us know what you thought about the Cuddy album. Are you in agreement with Jeff and Rainer and I, or were you one of the ones that actually liked this album? But guys, until next time, we'll check you out in the next video. The BX Boys, I want to say thank you so much for joining me on this video, joining me on this podcast, and we'll check you out next time, guys.
Yo, take it easy.